Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Boy, oh boy, we got a topic for you guys here today. Excuse the setup. We're not using our normal stuff, but so we're just going to use this one for this live here. We're not going to take too long. How y'all doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. We got a lot that we got to get to here today. Hey, appreciate that, Corey. Appreciate that. Let's give it a few seconds. Let's allow everybody to catch up to this live here, and then we're going to get it going. What a damn shame, man. What a damn shame we got for you guys here today. Let's just give it about a minute or so. This is a breaking story. Let's give everyone a chance to catch up to this live, and then we're gonna get it started. In the meantime, for the people coming in that want to follow us on Instagram, I'm gonna pin that right here, and I'm gonna pin that to the top in just a second here. Let me let everybody know on Instagram that we're actually going live right now. Just a second, everybody. Let me do this real quick. Okay. Let's give it a few seconds here. Let's give it about 30 more seconds and we get it started. Okay. Let's give it about another 30 seconds. Everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. With the evidence that has been released, no reason why. No one knows. No one knows. I'm not going to take too much of your time here. Just going to say a few things and then I'm going to get off this live. I don't want to waste everybody's time here. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. It is an L. It is an L. Hey, what's up? KB, welcome in. Welcome in. Let's give it about 10, 15 more seconds and we get started. Let me just see who else is coming in here on the chat. And also make sure you check in and let us know where you're coming from. Okay. Let me get into the story here. As y'all know, I was one of the people that was kind of saying that based on the coverage that Ime Udoka was receiving over the scandal with the Boston Celtics, that it may hurt his employment chances with another team. Then, about 2 or 3 days ago, we produced the show where we found out that they were saying that Ime Udoka, some strong voices, were pressuring the Brooklyn Nets to not hire him. And I said that it looks like there may be a possibility that Ime Udoka may not get the job. Welcome in from the DMV. And now we're getting a breaking report. We're not even planning to do this live here. And we're getting a breaking report from, ESPN. I'm going to post it right here for you guys to see it. The breaking news is that the Brooklyn Nets have officially decided not to hire Ime Udoka. They say Brooklyn Nets hire Jacques Vaughn as new head coach. The Brooklyn Nets have named Jacques Vaughn as their head coach. It was announced Wednesday. Vaughn has been serving as the interim head coach since replacing Steve Nash on November 1st. Jacques' basketball acumen, competitiveness, and intimate knowledge of our team and organization make him the clear-cut best person to lead our group moving forward. Nets general manager Sean Marks said in a statement, he has a proven ability to get the best out of our players, hold them accountable, and play a cohesive team-first style of basketball. The Nets are 2-2 since Vaughn stepped into the interim role. So y'all heard it. The Nets have decided that they're going to go with Jacques Vaughn over Ime Udoka. And the question is, why? You know, I'm beginning to think that the Brooklyn Nets are probably the biggest clown show in the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets are by far, right now as we speak, the biggest clown show in the NBA. This is not even up for discussion right now. The Brooklyn Nets are the most confused basketball organization in the NBA right now. No one is more confused than them. let's just think about some of the things that the Brooklyn Nets leadership has done in the last 12 months. Going back to the summer, think about this. They first of all traded for Ben Simmons. No, in the regular season of last season. I was like, why would you trade for a guy that has a proven track record of not improving, of coming up small in the playoffs, and has all of these issues that he himself said that he has? You trade away James Harden. Fine, James Harden didn't want to be there. You get him, you bring Ben Simmons in. Then Ben Simmons says he can't play. He doesn't play. Then Kevin Durant goes to the organization and says, I want you to trade me. The Nets say, no, we refuse to trade you. We're not going to trade you. Why? Because you just signed a 4-year extension. And a lot of people were like, no. KD should stay. I said, no, he should leave because this entire team is confused. So he goes back to the Nets and he says, okay, if you're not going to trade me, I fire the head coach, Steve Nash, or you get rid of the general manager. This is the person putting the team together. And then you have the person coaching the team. Joe Tsai says, absolutely not. Not only are we not going to trade you, we're not going to fire Sean Marks, and we're not going to fire Steve Nash. This is what the Nets said. And you would think that, okay, these people must know something that we don't know. But Kevin Durant, as the person playing, as the person being coached, as the person looking at the roster moves that these guys are making, he must have said to himself, these guys are clearly incompetent right now. But the Nets said, no, we're not going to trade them. We're not going to get rid of these guys. Then you start the season. Just think about this. You start the season. You have the issue with Kyrie. That thing blows up, turns into a huge firestorm everybody's talking about. Then the Nets say, okay, we're going to fire Steve Nash. Think about all of these things. Then they decide to fire Steve Nash after KD asked them to do that. Then they fire the coach. And Sean Marks came out and said it was obvious that this was the right decision for us. Think about this organization for a second. They fire him. Within the next hour of Steve Nash being fired, Adrian Wojnarowski, CBS Sports, Stephen A. Smith, everyone was reporting. We did it. All of the posts are still on Twitter. All the articles are still up there. That Ime Udoka was going to be the next head coach. Now, why would they go and get Ime Udoka is the question. Why would the Nets, of all of the available coaches, not Mark Jackson, not Jeff Van Gundy, not Quinn Snyder from the Utah Jazz, not all of these guys, instead they went to go after Ime Udoka. Why do you think they did that? The reason they went after Ime Udoka was because the Nets couldn't guard a parked car. They couldn't play defense. Steve Nash had tuned them out. And they saw the job that Ime Udoka did with that turnaround, with that Boston Celtics group that looked to have kind of just like plateaued. And they were like, okay, well, if we saw what he did with that team, maybe he could help this team. That's the reason they went for him. Then you heard reports that Kevin Durant and other players liked the idea of bringing Ime Udoka in as the next Nets head coach. And then we start hearing reports that the Nets are being pressured to not hire Ime Udoka, not for basketball reasons. Think about this. Not for basketball reasons, but for public relation reasons because of how bad it will look. Let me ask y'all a question. What will look worse? The Nets hiring Ime Udoka and all of the conversation and chatter that comes with that, or the Nets finishing this season as a number 8 or number 9 seed and getting knocked out in the first round. Which one do you think will bring more negative press to the Nets? The obvious answer is them losing yet again in another season. But instead, they decided not to hire Ime Udoka. And then in their statement, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. We're just breaking the story that the Brooklyn Nets have decided not to hire Ime Udoka. And instead, they're going to be hiring Jacques Vaughn, who was the interim head coach, former assistant coach. The article is right there. You guys can see that. Also, if you're not following us on Instagram, you can follow us at the top. We pinned it to the top there anyway. And now, to use Sean Mark's words, Jacques' basketball acumen, competitive, and intimate knowledge of our team and organization make him the clear-cut, listen to that, the clear-cut best person to lead our group moving forward. Hold on a second. If Jacques Vaughn was the clear-cut person to lead this group going forward, then why did you guys put it out there? And why were we getting reports that you guys were looking at bringing Ime Udoka or Quinn Snyder? Why? Wouldn't it just be that you just hire Jacques Vaughn and move on? The Nets are confused. They are confused, this team. They're confused. They don't even know they don't even know their head from their ass right now, this team. They don't know what they're doing. And then, to top it all off, you have these guys then put out the 6-step process that Kyrie Irving must follow, but then they don't want negative PR. What kind of clown joke show is this? Y'all don't want negative PR. You don't want negative conversation. You don't want things being said about you, but you guys are putting out lists, and now all of a sudden is calling the NBPA to appeal it, and more people are talking about it, but y'all don't want drama. Y'all don't want to be talked about. That's the one part. Let's get back to the Ime Udoka aspect of all of this. Ime Udoka has gotten a raw deal. Ime Udoka just got a raw deal. That's just what happened with Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka is essentially still being punished for what happened in Boston, and somehow they have made it that now this guy possibly may be unhireable in the future. Now, some people will say, no, Ime, based on his actions, doesn't deserve to ever get a head coaching job in the NBA. Oh, really? Oh, really? So y'all are telling me, for the self-righteous folk in the audience, that Ime Udoka is the only other person in NBA history that has done something like that? Are you serious? Are we being serious right now? So Ime Udoka is the only one that has done this, or rather, he's the only one that we know about. Somebody said, I missed what happened. Basically, the Nets have decided to hire interim head coach Jacques Vaughn, and they will not be hiring Ime Udoka. That's the breaking story. That's the breaking story. Somebody brought up Tony Parker. I didn't want to get into that because they're players that did all type of crazy stuff and they ended up on other teams. So why is Ime losing his job? Why is Ime not getting a job? Let me understand this. What's the reason? What's the basketball reason? Let me hear this. What's the basketball? Okay, it looks bad. And then what? It looks bad. Then so what? Are you in the looking bad, looking good business, or are you in the business of winning games? Help me understand. Who exactly does it look bad to? Who? Who does it look bad to? Who? You say it looks bad. To who is the question? Only the self-righteous people in the audience it looks bad to. They're the only ones that never committed a sin. They're the only ones. Who does it look bad to? The general public. What general public? Specify it. What general public? What looks worse? Ime Udoka being hired or the team losing in the first round and being blown out and that being the number one talk all of the offseason? Help me understand. What looks worse? What about the money invested? You clowns. What about the money invested in all of those salaries that you're not going to live up to, that entire investment? So you're going to lose all that money and all that investment because you want to look good. To who? To who? To who? It looks bad. To who? The general public. We're all in the general public, so you don't speak for me. So for who? It's unbelievable. What I've understood here is this. To the people watching, y'all better be careful. Don't ever make a mistake in your life. Do not ever make a mistake in your life. Because what's going to happen is this. You're going to have a bunch of hypocritical, self-righteous clowns that are going to come out and act like as if they themselves are these holy people, that they themselves make no mistakes, that they do nothing wrong in their lives. They're going to come out and they're going to start casting stones at you. That's what's going to happen. They're going to sit up there on their high horse and start talking about who deserves this and who deserves what. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So you better not make a mistake. It's a bunch of self-righteous nonsense. Half of the people saying it looks bad. If somebody went into your personal business, would you have a leg to stand on? Let's get to that. All of the people that say it looks bad, are you so holy that if we look at your personal background, you will have a leg to stand on? Let's get to that part. Y'all a bunch of clowns. You're sitting there throwing rocks at people and you ain't holy. Who are you? You're not holy. So this guy should never. So help me understand this. Ime Udoka. Let me just read this real quick. Yeah, she is. Thank you for the comment. So Ime Udoka did something stupid at his former job. They suspended him for a year. They cut his salary in half, right? They cut his salary in half. The guy did not break the law. They cut his salary in half. He loses half of his salary. His reputation goes down the drain. Then you're telling me it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. He now doesn't deserve to ever get another coaching job. Really? So this dude doesn't deserve another chance. And he was in a consensual relationship. And he's the one that gets the raw deal. And he should never get another coaching job. That's unbelievable. Number one. Number two, the Nets, man. The Brooklyn Nets are unlike anything I've ever seen. It's like a bunch of chickens with everybody's just running in a different direction at the Nets. Everybody's just confused. Everybody is confused. And this is the organization that wants Kyrie Irving to demonstrate his understanding. How about y'all demonstrate your competence for running an organization properly? How about we get to that part? How about y'all demonstrate that? that you have 1 year of things just going right. I don't understand it. And this is why KD wanted to leave. And if I'm Kevin Durant, I am still requesting a trade. I am still forget about what Shannon Sharp and these people are talking about, because the same people telling Kevin Durant to stay are the same ones that are going to crucify him when he loses. These people telling you to stay, they do not have your best interest at heart. What they want to see is you continue to fail. That's what they want. That's all they want. The Nets are unbelievable, man. Now they hired Jacques Vaughn. And according to them, he is the perfect clear-cut candidate. So if he was a clear-cut candidate, why did we hear all of this news? Why was Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that? Congratulations to the Nets, man. I don't know what the hell to say about this team, man. I don't know what the hell to say about this team. That's why I said Ime Udoka messed up. Yeah, we understood that, and he already paid for it. He paid $2 million for it. He paid $2 million. Anything else you want him to pay? Or he should never be able to earn a living for the rest of his life, right? Because he had a consensual relationship. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. A clown idiot, self-righteous idiot. That's what you are. What are you talking about? What exactly are you talking about right now? So he cheated, had a relationship with this woman, and then what? He should never get a job again? Are y'all serious? I don't understand it. And he lost his job, so he should never get a job again. That's number one. And number two, what about this? What about the person he had that situation? Why haven't we gotten her name yet? Is she still employed? I need to understand that. Does she still have a job? This is the part I'm trying to understand. Does he still have a job? Does she still have a job? Because if she still kept her job, so I don't understand. How does the rule only apply in one direction? How? How can you have a rule that can only be applied in one direction? What kind of rule is that? How can you have a rule that can only be applied to one person, but it involved two people? Did Ime cheat by himself? I'm trying to understand something. I don't understand this whole entire situation here. People are just up here talking. Most of the people talking are full of it because they're acting like as if they're self-righteous. That's the part I'm not getting with. It's one thing if you see somebody do something wrong and you say, hey, man, you messed up. That's one thing. And you can call him or her out on it. It's another thing for you now to get on your high horse and now to be looking down on people and say, oh, no, you don't deserve this. And you don't. Who the hell are you? Who are you? Let's pull up your background and see what makes you so holy. I don't understand. So here's the takeaway for all of this. My message to those in the audience. Number one, be careful. Be careful what you do when you become successful. Be very, very, very careful. That's number one. You will become a target. When you become successful, I don't care who you are, you will become a target. People will look at you as a come up. Trust me. Be careful the people you associate with. Be careful the people you call your friends. Because in the future, when the moment serves them, they will turn on you. Let me read this comment. They are hypocrites bullying their own player, but being bullied not the best coach. Appreciate the comment. Be very careful. Somebody said especially. Be very, very careful because people will come for you. It has happened. People will do anything. Number one. Number two, for the fellas watching this show, in that same vein of being careful, understand this. Let me dispel you of a myth. You will never get the benefit of the doubt. You will never, for the fellows watching, you will never get the benefit of the doubt. Never. You will never. You will automatically be assumed as the one in the wrong, regardless of the facts. The joke about all of this is that people are here casting judgment on a situation that they don't fully have all of the information. People are telling you it's a subordinate. For the people that, okay, let me ask y'all a question. For the people that say that that situation was with a subordinate, please post that subordinate's name in the comment section. For the people that said it's a subordinate, since you know that much, please, can you write the subordinate's name in the comment section? Just to show you how full of it people are. Please write the subordinate's name. We weighing. Since y'all know, who's the subordinate? What's the person's first and last name? What do they look like? Candace, has that been verified? Has that been verified? I don't know that's been verified. Nobody's confirmed that. Because just the other day, we heard on ESPN that they said that Jalen Rose said, we will not release we understand why they're not releasing the person's identity. So they've already agreed that they're not going to release the person's identity. So how do we know? That's number one. Somebody said he cheated. What did this guy say? Somebody said he cheated on Nia Long. I just want to go back to the comments. Somebody said he cheated on Nia Long. Stop capping for this guy. You're a chatty patty. You're a chatty patty. Grown men ain't running around talking about who other grown men cheating on, bro. What kind of energy is that? What grown man is running around talking about what other grown men are doing? How is that your business, Brody? How? What is wrong with you? Why would you even be saying that? Number one. Number two, how do you know she ain't cheating on him? This is what happens when you get into chatty patty business. Men don't do this. They don't have this type of conversation. What are you talking about? Men don't sit around and talk about, yo, you know who he's cheating on so-and-so with, and you know who this dude over there cheating. We don't have that conversation. We don't carry that energy. What is wrong with you? What kind of dude are you saying that? Men don't have that. If it's happening and it's not happening, it's none of your business. You close your mouth and go about your way. What is wrong with you? Men don't do that. That's one of the reasons my favorite player of all time, Kobe Bryant, got into issues with so many cats in the league because it's like, yo, he said that stuff about Shaq. A lot of people are looking at him sideways. What's wrong with you? How is that your business? What the hell is wrong? So you going to join the girls and over for a cup of tea and sit there and start chatting about all what the other dudes are doing? What are you talking about? What kind of behavior? Men don't do that. I've never had a conversation with any group of men at any point in my life where we're sitting around talking about, yo, you know, so-and-so is doing this, right, with this chick. You know, so-and-so is doing that with this woman. While no man does that. Number one. Number two, if you're talking about other people that are in relationships, how is that your business? It's unbelievable. There are people that have been in a relationship. They'll you hear, oh, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. And then somebody from the outside will come in and say, oh, no, I think she should leave him. Or I think he should leave her. But you don't know every little thing that's happening within that relationship. You don't know that. All you know is what you saw. You don't know whatever conversation they're going to have privately. You don't know what's happening in the background. All you know is that Mr. Chatty Patty in the corner, I saw this happen, so therefore they should do this. How about you mind your business? Men don't do this. We don't do this. I've never had that conversation in my life with any man that I've ever known. I've never done that. That's what chicks do. Chicks sit around and talk about that type of stuff. No, no, I'm not being whatever, but that's what happens. What is this, waiting to exhale? You're gonna be in the second part, ain't you? You're gonna be in part two. There's gonna be you. You're gonna be there. Talking about why he cheated on Nia Long. So how is it your business? Come on. What are we talking about? This is grown man business. Stay out of people's personal life. This is somebody that has a child with this person allegedly. And then here you come talking about, oh, look, he did this and he did that. These are people with kids. Stay out of it. And then on top of all of that, you telling me that's the reason he don't deserve to have a job? We better not find out you ever cheated in your life. We better not find out you ever, because according to you, if somebody doesn't deserve a second chance, your ass should never be in another relationship ever again. What is this? We hear more from the dudes about this situation than Nia Long herself. We've heard nothing from her. All we do is hear from chatty patties in the corner talking about, oh, Nia Long, she's so fine. How could he do that? Nobody care what you think, bro. It's what they think. These are grown adults. What is wrong? What are you, 5 years old? What are you, 5 years old? It's crazy. My only thing is in all of this is this. To the people watching this, be careful. That's all it is. It's simping. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. Purely. You simping. That's all it is. What are you talking about? Nah, Chatty Patty, I got that from Damon Dash. I didn't come up with that. That's from Damon Dash. I got married to my wife. You think I went at her with all of this type of sideways energy? Nah, she ain't going for it. They'll sit there and talk with you. Yeah, I understand what they're not gonna date you with that type of energy. Ain't nobody checking for you with that type of energy. Real women ain't checking for that. What are you talking? They ain't gonna sit around and chat with you and then be like, oh, I'm gonna date him. No, they're not. They're not checking for your energy. What you think? I'm gonna sit down here with my wife and talk about, oh, did you hear about so-and-so cheating on his wife? And did you hear about so-and-so she cheating on her? You think really that's what grown adults talking about? So anyway, I just think that I don't know if Ime is going to get another job. We recently heard John Sally. Appreciate that, Lionel. We just recently heard John Sally on Club Shay say that he's never going to get another coaching job. But then John Sally also said that LeBron is not going to pass Kareem, and he didn't really say why. So I don't know how true that is, but Ime Udoka is not going to get the benefit of the doubt. He's not going to get the benefit of the doubt, man. You know who is? You know who got the benefit of the doubt? Brett Favre did. Yeah. That's who got the benefit of the doubt. Y'all surely forgot about that quickly. But instead, all y'all want to do is sit up here and talk about Nia Long. Oh my God, he cheated on Nia Long. That's all y'all want to talk. They sure forgot about Brett Favre. And his ass actually committed a crime. He actually committed a crime. They sure forgot about him. Boy, oh boy, they forgot. It's like it never happened. They sure did, didn't they? They sure did. No. Somebody said Brentford did not get the. No. What I'm saying is that I'm not talking about Brett Favre still going through all of those things, maybe legally. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the discussion around him on a daily basis. Brett Favre did not get that same energy. He did not. They spoke about it briefly. And you know the joke of it all? Brett Favre came out and said, all of these accusations aren't true. And guess what happened? That was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. It was over. They're like, okay, well, he said it. It's over. Next story. How about Kyrie? Let's get back to Ime Udoka for a second. I'm sure Malika Andrews over there, she must be hollering Woo! She must be very happy. And the chatty patties in the audience. Yes. Go, Nia. You can do better. And by better, they talking about themselves. It's a joke. We see y'all. We know what y'all doing. They're going to be so happy. They're going to be so happy about it. They got all this energy. They want to sit up here and talk about ethics and all of this stuff. It's unbelievable. Y'all are so quick to talk about what Ime did. Ime cheated on so and so. He cheated on so and so. Okay, so why are you spending more time talking about Ime? And according to reports, there's a married woman involved. Why don't I see y'all? Where y'all at? But because he's a guy in power position, he coerced her. Really? So help me understand something. For the people in the audience that say he was in a power position, help me understand something. Ime Udoka gets to hire who? Who does a coach get to hire on a team? Let's hear it. Who does a coach get to hire on a team? They hire who? They hire their coaching staff, and they may make recommendations for certain players. I never knew they hired people that are in charge of logistics. How stupid do y'all think we are? I never knew that. I never knew the coach was in charge of the logistical department. That's their subordinate. What are you talking about? They're in charge of hiring coaches. They don't even authorize trades. The whole thing is, let me see what new media today is so dramatically sensitive. Yeah, yes, it is. I would definitely have to agree with you, man. I'm just saying that to anybody listening, man or woman, just be very careful, because the higher up you go, the more you're going to be susceptible to things like this. You got to be very, very, very careful. That's the message here. Number one. Number two, for the fellows watching this, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. So you need to be squeaky clean. You need to be squeaky clean. You will not get the benefit of the doubt. If you do something wrong, a lot of people already assume that you're in the wrong. So you have to be careful. A lot of people will automatically assume you don't get the benefit of the doubt. And for the brothers watching, it is a double standard. You got to live with it. It's a double standard. And you should also be aware that there'll be other brothers calling for the double standard to be implemented on you. You better be aware of that. There will be other brothers watching this looking for reasons to throw you further under the bus. Just be aware of that. Just be aware of that. Somebody left a comment. I just saw the breaking news about Coach. Came straight to your channel. Keep up the good. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. We really appreciate that. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks. So to me, I just think that's exactly what it is. Crab in a bucket. Yeah. Pull them all down. Pull them all down. Let me see. Ime's predicament shows that being woke can be a beautiful thing that will be unfairly abused with interpretation. Do not sacrifice reason for being ignorant. Ime deserves to work. I'm woke. Thank you for the comment. Yeah, no, I think the guy deserves to coach again in the NBA. I mean, for him to lose his job and now possibly never get hired again, I mean, it's crazy. And Stephen A. Smith brought up a point on ESPN where he said he knows a lot of executives that have been engaged in this type of stuff in various sports. He says, so why is this Ime Udoka one the one being publicized? And that's why I asked the question before. Are we sure, excuse me, that Ime Udoka is the only person that has been in this type of situation? Because if he is, then you have a very strong point. But if he's not, you look awfully hypocritical. Let me read this comment. Thank you for this. This all stems from the Me Too era. The higher ups want to change the narrative that men in power are having their way assaulting women. It's not Malika specifically. It's from the top. Yeah, there's first of all, thank you for the comment. There's a lot of things happening that has a lot to do with political angling. There's a lot of stuff going on that I think all of us should be aware of. All I'm saying is, for the fellows watching this, understand that you will not get the benefit of the doubt. You won't. To me, it's just that it's absurd because clearly the Nets were not going to make as big a deal out of what happened in Brooklyn as some people were. But it was only until they got pressured that they decided that Ime was not the right fit. So even the Brooklyn Nets were not looking at it from that angle. They weren't. They were not looking at it from that angle. We produced a show yesterday, and somebody said, hey, man, this guy must have been eating a lot. Now, actually, it's a myth to help me with my coughing, so just bear with me. I'm not eating because I'm hungry. I'm just eating because of my throat. The whole thing is a mess. The whole thing is a mess. Absolutely. I appreciate that, Chris Montgomery. Do they ever? No, I don't think they will. He hired another. Yeah, the whole thing. I don't. As I said, I don't know what's up with the Nets, man. The Nets just seem confused, and I don't know what to expect with this team moving forward. I don't know if they're going to continue to win games or not. But clearly, this team is in total disarray. And I don't think any player with a brain would want to stay with this team. Seriously. I think the Nets don't realize the damage that they're doing to future free agents. You see, free agents are going to be looking at what's happening in Brooklyn. And they're going to say to themselves, this team looks confused. Look at what's happening to the Knicks. That's no disrespect to the Knicks. I grew up in New York, Bronx, New York. I grew up there. But what's one of the reasons why so many stars don't want to go play in New York? Not because they don't like New York. Who in their right mind wouldn't like New York and you a millionaire on top of that? How many other cities are there in the world that you could live in that is better to be a millionaire in than New York? How many? 5 maybe? Or just as good 5? Who wouldn't want to be in New York and be stupid rich? Who wouldn't? But because of the reputation of the Knicks in terms of their management, players are now afraid to go there. They're not even looking. Man, forget about high taxes. Forget about taxes, man. High taxes. This is something me and Marco, the co-founder of Dreamers Pro, talk about a lot. We talk about high taxes only apply when you earn a certain amount of money. You think LeBron and these people are complaining about taxes in California, or Diddy or Jay-Z? It gets to a certain point, it doesn't matter. And these guys can play around with their salaries all type of way to lower their salary. They can do all type of stuff. It don't matter. You're talking about taxes when you have somebody making $50, $60 million a year. Okay, you paid $15 million in taxes. Okay, you're still left with 30, 40 million. How did it really impact your life? It didn't. It's like saying multimillionaires, they're going to be flying commercial now because of the price of fuel. Oh, we can't pay. It don't matter to these people. They're super rich. It doesn't matter. Once you get to a certain level, taxes don't apply. Why aren't all of those Wall Street bankers moving out of New York? Because of taxes. Why don't they just leave New York? Hey, man, I can't stay here. These people trying to tax $100 million off of my $400 million salary. I got to leave. It don't matter once you reach a certain level. It don't matter. It don't. LeBron and them guys ain't running away from LA because of taxes. In fact, they're even investing more. They don't care. They already got the money. That's irrelevant to them. So back to what I was saying. Because of how the Knicks are being ran, had been ran, and because of the reputation of James Dolan in that organization, it has almost become impossible for the Knicks to recruit a top 10 player. The only player that I've heard in recent memory that's a new guy that wanted to go to New York is Zion. That's the only person. And maybe they say Kevin Durant. But apart from that, that's it. That's it. So Brooklyn is already, the Nets I'm talking about, not the borough. The Nets are already considered the little brothers in New York. They already consider the little brothers. And by the time they're done with this Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, it's going to be very hard to recruit players to that organization, especially how they're handling this Kyrie thing. Because with that Kyrie thing, they maybe stepped in it. They stepped in it and they went too far. So to me, man, I don't want to go on too long. We got a lot of content coming out today, but Ime got a raw deal. To the people watching, my thing is this. Ime Udoka did something that was very stupid. He deserved what he got because he brought it on himself in terms of what happened in Boston. Boston would have been well within their right to fire him. They would have been well within their right. But I think that him not ever being able to coach again, I mean, I think that's a little bit excessive. You know, there are people that have done things, broken the law. They've come back into society and they've been able to earn a living. And you're telling me that Ime Udoka should not be able to have another job in the NBA because of a mistake that he did? For the people saying that, you better not make a mistake in your life. And if you do, you should never be forgiven. You should never be forgiven. So to the Saints in the audience, to the Saints, you better not make a mistake. You better not do something wrong. Because the minute you do it, you should never get forgiveness. And I bet a lot of you are Christians too. Y'all a joke. A lot of you saying that are Christians. You sit up, oh, I'm going to go to church this Sunday like all of us. Okay, we'll go. So-and-so did this to me. But man, this guy, what is it? I borrowed him $20. He didn't give me back my money, so I'm done with him forever. That's these people. The self-righteous in the crowd. That's the self-righteous. They can never make a mistake. All they do is run around pointing fingers. So these are my thoughts and opinions on this, man. I think that ain't how the world went, bro. Man, forget about this guy. This guy just wants me to respond. Forget about this guy. This guy is just here. He's just here bothering people. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching this live, man. Don't waste your time with this guy, man. He has a lot of energy. Salute you. Hey, appreciate that, David. So also be on the lookout. We got other content dropping later today. So be on the lookout for that. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us on this live. And also, guys, be careful. Be careful what you do. Try not to make mistakes and just be very careful with everything that you do, man. It's a cold world. Catch y'all on the next one. Frank A, appreciate that. Have a good one. Be on the lookout for the next video. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.